Hey guys, how are you doing today? What is your prediction? I have South Africa to win by 5 points, but it could be England's way any day of the week. I just went with South Africa because I'm a little bit biased when it comes to them. How's it going today? I'm pretty excited for this one. We're getting close. It's a semi-final. Tomorrow it's another big one. It's New Zealand versus Ireland. I think that's going to be pretty big as well. The speed coming in from SuperBru. Let me know about the volume. I think that volume's probably a little bit better. I don't want it to be too loud, otherwise you can't hear me talking. I think that's okay. 1.5 minutes and then it's kickoff time for South Africa versus England. It's been quite good actually to see how this simulated competition went down. I actually enjoyed it so far. Well, I'm enjoying it so far. Tomorrow's one is also going to be a big one with New Zealand versus Ireland though. What do you think? Is it going to be New Zealand versus South Africa in the final? Is it going to be New Zealand versus England in the final? A lot of people would have liked to see that in the final last year, actually. And then it could also be Ireland versus Wales. No, wait, Ireland versus England in the final. Sorry, Wales got kicked out in the last game. Forgot about that. What is your prediction for today? I have South Africa by 5, but it could go anyway. 40 seconds for SuperBru to come in. Hey Chester, I'm sure you're backing England in this one. What's your prediction? I'm pretty sure you're gonna go with your boys there. I've been enjoying this competition. Last night I actually gave in and bought myself a rugby game. Not this Rugby Challenge 3, but a different one. I'll get into that a little bit later. I'm sure a couple of guys will want to weigh in on their favorite rugby game. But I actually bought one that a lot of people won't know. Maybe some hardcore fans might know it, but I bought it. I'm enjoying it a little bit difficult. Let me know about the sound. I think it might be a bit loud. Maybe. How's that? Does the sound fine there? I don't want to be too loud there. Let's look at that team. Looks like the Allender is back, so the injury that he retained didn't stay. Nkosi on the left wing. That's weird. Mapimpi isn't there. That's strange. Hey Grant, how are you today? Let's look at that team. That's a pretty solid team from England. Going with Farrell at number 10. And we're about to go. Oh, I wanted to say, who's Rian? I didn't see him on here. England by 5, yeah? But you wouldn't put money on it. Yeah, I wouldn't put money on my prediction with South Africa by 5 either. I went New Zealand by 5 for tomorrow as well. I didn't know anything. I just went by 5 for both games. Let me know about the sound, guys. If you can hear, I'll just adjust my sound a little bit here. Otherwise, I can't hear the game.
Feeds it off now.
That's a bit too loud. England going strong so far.
Taken down in a brutal tackle. The ref wants him to let go of it.
Big tackle from South Africa. Oh, so last night I gave in, bought myself a rugby game that no one probably knows. It's called Rugby Champions. That's the game's name. High tackle. First couple of minutes, so it's yellow card time, even it's a bit. Like we've seen so far, that's how the game always goes. Yellow card time for a clear red card in the first couple of minutes. But yeah, I bought myself a game called Rugby Champions. I've actually enjoyed it so far. Probably the closest thing I've seen to Rugby 08 so far. Is the sound okay? Because I could let it go up a little bit. Just don't want to go
and down he goes in the tackle.
Too loud.
Vermeulen pops it up.
That's probably fine. I think that's probably perfect. Just let me know. Sorry about
Tackle
that.
now after a good
Colby looks like he's through.
He's got to let it go now.
No.
LaRue pushes it on. Delonde gets a sudden burst of speed.
Yeah, so the rugby game I bought last night is actually quite cheap. I think I bought it for 115 rand on Steam. And I actually quite enjoyed it. I enjoy it more than I enjoyed Rugby Challenge 3 and Rugby 20 and all those things. Does it sound good now? Okay, great.
Decides to run it and does well. He's got to let it go now. Well played.
It's quite a cool game. I think I'm maybe going to cover it in one of my videos sometime.
Delonde takes him down. The ball is
England
set up
going
in the
forward again. South Africa's being camped in their own half the whole time.
Passes to his support.
Going forward.
Well, what a mistake. He's been called
I
up
heard
by the
that
referee
sound
right
before
near his
anything
own
else.
line. The tackle was a bit high.
Another high tackle. Billy LaRue this time.
Well, not an easy 3 points here. This one off
No
to
card,
the side.
no.
Farrell with the kick now.
Not going for balls there.
Not a great kick. It looks like this will go wide.
Bad angle. This will mess up my 5 points if it's over.
Takes it
Luckily
over
it's
the
not.
5. LaRue passes his 22
Yes,
metre line.
yes she is. Grant.
Now they
Well
drag him down.
spotted. She is in a
line out
different
here.
room, and
He'll be wanting
I
to
always
make
tell her
amends for
to
leaving his mates a man short.
just check out the first couple of minutes if the sound is fine and that type of stuff. So yes, she is.
Bruce takes it down.
It's too awkward if she's just next to me. Then I struggle.
He has a real crack at the
England
defensive
kicking.
line.
I'm just happy that kick wasn't over,
Oh,
because
here's a
if
penalty.
that kick was
Well,
over,
that was
it would have
great
messed up
display.
my prediction. I tackle England. They didn't get a card though.
Springbok look to make some meters with this kick.
Chester, what do you say? Is that a biased refereeing decision? It's a bit
That's
got
a
a yellow
line-out.
card for similar thing. In touch, line out time. They've been skewed this whole competition. It will probably continue.
Iago gets it. A good pass to his support player.
Oh, it's actually
Kobe,
pretty straight.
Not quite so easy to put away. It's a very good run. And he's
Here we
over
go.
the 22
Gap.
metre line. So they'll have a line out.
Line out time on the 22. It's a bit like running on the wing in this game.
Itoshi grabs it.
Nice work at the line out.
Hang on, Justin.
You,
And he's driven backwards now.
Chester, what's your opinion? Who's going to be the Lions captain next year? Is it going to be
With the
Atoje?
kick to get them out of their 22. And they'll take the line out.
Sorry, no, it's fine. Don't worry. I know. Is it a French referee? I have no idea. Probably Grant.
Good clean line out. And some
According to that high tackle on it's or from Etzebeth, and then the high tackle from England is probably one. But who do you think is going to be the Lions captain next year? Do you think it's going to be Atoje? I don't know. A lot of people say Farrell.
They've got control of this as they look to do something.
I probably would back Farrell to get it, but a lot of people are backing Atoje.
Now he gets the ball away.
You also hope for him. Okay,
He's
that's
looking for support
interesting.
here.
What do you think? Do you think Alan Wynne Jones? I don't know if he's going to be retiring soon or if he's even going to make the squad. A lot of people saying sixth in as well, but I don't know if he would make the squad either.
Loses ground and momentum in that run.
But Itoje, he's probably at his peak at the moment, or at his prime at the moment. He's playing at his best. Yeah, has to be a tough guy to front up against Etzebeth and those guys.
Nice tackle.
Etzebeth, Lewitt, and those guys. You need a tough guy to
Into
be
a
captain
rerun.
as
Gets
well.
the ball to his
Can't
support
have a guy losing his
It's a
cool.
good chance to get some points here.
South Africa on the attack. Maybe in the pocket for a drop goal. No one. Oh, out wide. It has to be open for a
Gets the
try.
ball away. The crowd are on there. Having a go at the ball. Keeps the ball moving.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chester. I think it's probably one of the toughest tours in rugby, or one of the toughest things in rugby. Dead ball, South Africa. I wonder what went on there. Yeah, I like Alan Wynne Jones. I'm a big fan of Alan Wynne Jones.
Polisi tackles superbly there.
I like how he's. I don't know if he
Newland pulls
kind
it
of
out of
became
the
outspoken in later
Forward
years,
pass.
but I like how he's outspoken
Have
at
to
the
come back for the
moment
scrum.
about how things
Yeah,
aren't
that's
right
certainly a
in their
mistake that
rugby
could
and
have
stuff
been
like that.
avoided.
I like how he is as a captain.
A brutal contest in the scrum.
I like that type of leader. A leader shouldn't always say what the media wants to hear, you know. So that's why I like Alan Wynne-Jones. But Etoje, I think he's probably similar as well. He's a similar kind of guy. I think his earlier years, a lot of South Africans and foreigners would probably more see him as a cocky player. But I think he's kind of chilled a bit. He's a little bit more. I don't know how you describe it, but he's a little bit more of a leader now.
Here he is, dancing his way through.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think that's going to be a big grudge in that one. I mean, South Africa beat Wales in the semi-final and they beat England in the final. So that's a big makeup of that British and Irish Lions team. So all of them will want a bit of revenge coming into the Lions tour. It's a bit through, isn't it? No, not through yet. Has to be a try. Not.
Somehow he's managed to grab that back.
England got the ball there. Somehow.
Pounded into the ground.
South Africa getting it back. I would have went for a drop goal long ago in this one.
Turnover.
He's well positioned to take that kick.
Kicking from England, I would have kicked out in that situation.
Lets it bounce.
Valileru kicking.
Having a go at the ball.
And England not running it out.
The click finds a runner.
England, South Africa getting the ball back again. Ow! England's defense is tough on that line. Try time. Oh, England just gave away that try. Just gave away that try.
Look at this.
Yeah,
he took the
good point.
Good
point, Grant. I think, especially Gatland would probably back Alan Wynne-Jones if he's still playing. He would probably back him. I won't see why he wouldn't. Because, I mean, he's been working with him for years. They understand each other. But on the other hand,
he didn't hit it well,
he would get a bit of stick from the media if he doesn't pick a Etoje. I don't know.
Half-time, Springbok with the lead.
Me too. I celebrated it way more than I should be celebrating a try in a video game.
Half-time break here. It's been an
Chester, what about you? When they scored the try, did you slam the desk or something?
They continue to try and buzz through that defensive line.
Or did you miss it?
Blows the whistle and the
Landy is playing forward, kicking off.
The open side flanker snaps up the kickoff. He's holding on for dear life.
Yeah, England getting it back. I'm happy. South Africa's leading by 5. I'm happy with my prediction. Grant, sorry, I can't remember. You didn't say what you predicted, right? What was your prediction for this game?
So they get a more going. Polo controls it as they try for a few more yards. Bruce forced back in the
yeah, looks like Geland. I wanted to figure. I'm trying to figure out who the hell that is.
They may have lost this. Good turnover ball.
Felt some pressure.
Is it turnover again?
Very well.
Yeah.
Not finished yet.
England not retaining that ball at all. Offloading from South Africa.
Into Arira lays it back. Release. Rugby is formed. He has to release. Polisi picks the ball up.
Did you forget to predict? Or did you forget your prediction?
As they try to keep this moving.
Did you just forget what you predicted?
Strong driving defense there. Diaga finds a teammate.
Oh, it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Box by 10. Yeah, probably. How it looks now. Wow, a turnover again. These two teams like turnovers. That hasn't happened in previous games so far, actually. What I've seen.
He lost it.
The ball just seemed to pop out of his hands, but yeah, went backwards.
What I've seen so far, we haven't seen like a lot of these turnovers.
Gets the ball away. Strong defence.
South Africa going forward
With a
again.
promising run. And he scores in the corner.
Score in the corner, apparently. The thing said it's a try before I saw it.
Absolutely exceptional.
The Islander, he
It's
has to
great
be the
see
top
the
try
depth up
scorer
there.
in this tournament.
Yep,
I would have
that's
liked
right,
if they showed us a couple
You
of
can see
stats
his
like of the
pace
top
here.
try
It is
scorer and that.
remarkable. No one could catch him, but it was a great pass that set him up.
Yeah, Grant, yeah, you said 10.
Shot at goal still to come and chance for another 2 points.
Shot at goal.
Looks
So if
like
they
they'll
don't
get
kick
points
over,
here.
you are perfect with your
Flags
squad.
go up. 2 more points.
Well ahead on the
Ah, but it's
scoreboard
over.
there.
So close, but not close enough. So I'm hoping for England to score a try and convert it,
Good
hopefully.
restart.
Otherwise,
Number 13
yeah,
runs.
again, another one where I'm not getting points.
Yep, it's still on their side.
Or a lot of points.
That'll knock the wind out
Okay,
of
South
them.
Africa getting it back in their 22.
Mbanabi says, "Where are you going, son?" Great tackle. Colby keeps the ball moving. Delonde crunching his way up over his 22. Good tackle, though.
Going forward from South Africa.
Great work.
Weird dummy from the Islander.
And he stopped in that one.
Again, a turnover. How many turnovers has it been in this game?
Vermeulen
Every
sidestepping
team has
his
probably
way
made
through.
like another one. Every
Past
team's
the
probably
halfway
made like
line,
10.
Itoshi stops him.
Crazy
Trying to turn
offloading
it
and
over
passing.
That's a very flat pass.
Okay, South Africa
Slade
looks like they still
crunches
have
his
the ball.
way up
No, England has the ball apparently.
and bounces nicely into touch.
And a kick into touch on the 22 for England. Are they going to get something here? Yeah, he's screwing up your
Yaga
prediction with
takes
that
it nicely.
or with that,
That was a
that
quick
conversion. He's too good. He should have a worse rating in your
Up
opinion.
to his feet quickly and wrestling for the
Okay,
ball.
going with the run for
Smith
South
takes
Africa.
it out of the back. Now this is a maul. Delonde
It's a
can
crazy
see
game.
it in
Imagine a
there.
game with this many
Delivers it
turnovers.
short. And he's shaken up by that one.
The coach would be
Making
so
some good
angry at your
moves.
cleaners. No one will be cleaning at all if it's
Pollard
this
takes it
situation in a real
quickly
game.
on that. Nice short ball. That'll knock the wind out of him. Itzebeth picks the ball
Big
up.
tackle there.
Vunipola makes the tackle.
England has it now. Almost.
Yaga has it now. Lovely tackle.
South Africa still going with it. From their own
Springbok
22.
looking to
They
go
still
again
haven't
here.
kicked.
Vermeulen looks for options.
Yeah, every ruck is a turnover.
Defender fails to
Hey,
take him
Ricardo,
down.
how are you today? What's your
Holding
prediction?
onto the ball
I-
until the
It's a bit
support.
late, but what would have been your prediction in the
Tackle's
start?
not enough. It's taken down in a hard tackle.
Grant, I'm hoping for a turnover, to be honest. I'm hoping for England to get the ball
Forced back in the
back,
tackle.
get points.
Springboks still have it.
I want that 5-point
Keeps
win.
the ball moving. That's a very flat pass.
But on the other hand, I would be a lot more happier to do the video in the final
being played here.
with South
Can't
Africa
afford
in the
any errors
final
like that.
instead of England.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
couldn't
but
handle the
that's
ball
how I
and then
feel.
knocked it on. He'll be annoyed at that.
Knock on there.
And a good hit. Both teams putting pressure on.
Scrum down. England is dominating that
That's
one.
the ball out there. Young's off
Oh,
the back.
really dominating
Slade
that one.
driven backwards. He's been hit hard. Flicks a short pass.
I'm just waiting for turnovers. To be honest, I'm waiting for turnovers the whole time.
Brought down.
England is open out wide if they can go. No, not
Itoshi
going there.
picks it out of the back. Short pass here.
The next
And the
Lions
penalty
captain.
comes.
Yeah, that was a shockingly high tackle. Looks to
High
have had a
tackle
rush of
again.
blood to the head
Yellow
there,
card
and the
for
penalty
Steyn
may
Landy
not be
for
the
lot.
end of it. Just returning from the bin here.
Two
Mister.
high tackles in this game. Two
So,
yellow cards
look
for
for
South Africa, and they still are leading. Yeah, the scrums aren't that realistic. South Africa are supposed to be dominating. Whoa. The Islander actually caught that thing in field and jumped out of touch. England has to score here.
Bruce is the target.
There has to be a try
Trying
here.
to get a drive going here. And it's there now.
Going for a maul.
No one can stop him.
Apparently
He
it's a score.
certainly knows how to score the
No
try
one's
this game,
tackling
doesn't
him.
he?
Okay, so if he converts, I'm back with my 5-point lead. The guy literally ran in that 5. In the 10 channel where Pollard was missing now. He literally ran there. Yeah,
Well,
it wasn't
looking to
straight,
convert
but
the
it's a
try
try.
here.
Where's that?
And the
Sinclair.
attempt looks good. The flags are up. And the score
Ah,
now
Owen Farrell
12-7.
over.
Well,
So my
that's the
5-point
right
lead
thing
is
to do.
back.
Put some points on the board to put the pressure
Hopefully
on
no
the
one
opposition.
scores now, turnovers don't happen anymore, and then the game just stops. I would be very sad if South Africa doesn't go through. But Friday's going to be,
Makes
wait,
the
is it
restart.
tomorrow? No, it's Friday. Friday's going to be a good
Kickoff,
one.
take
I
it in.
think we're going to have a lack of chat
Good
on
work
Friday
in the ruck by
because
Springbok.
it's the 3rd place game, and then the
Into
final
Arira,
straight
keeps
after.
it
I'm going to
going.
be covering both of them.
Edges inside
So
the
we're
10
going to have a
meter
lack
line.
of chat on Friday.
Can he
Try
go
time
with
here.
the ball?
Has to be. No. Tackled.
Itzebeth pushes it on. He can smell the
Score
goal
another
line.
unconverted try.
Real chance here.
I don't think in
That's
real life
still
we've
alive.
ever
It's
been
still
like
on for
that.
South Africa.
It's
And
like you know your
Benobi
prediction,
looking
but you
for the
don't
try
care if
line.
it really happens.
Big hit there.
Big hit.
Vermeulen gives
Another
it off
big
now.
hit. England is
He's got
defending on their line this whole
He's
game.
over.
They deserve
Right
that,
time.
didn't they? They
It's very close, Grant. This looks like it's going to be converted, though. To be honest, it's a close one. Has to be converted. Yeah, what do you guys think? Friday, it's 12 o'clock. It's the 3rd place playoff. Going to be covering that.
The conversion is
Then
coming.
we talk for about half an hour
It
afterwards.
looks a pretty
Then
useful
straight after
kick.
that, I just switch over
Flags
to the
are up.
other
19-2.
live stream for the
Very
final,
good kick, no doubt
and then we
about
watch that one as well. I think that will be
that. We're
fun.
into the last few ticks of the
It's going to be
clock.
long, but it's going to be fun. Have to bring your lunch with.
Farrell with the restart.
A beast.
Yaga takes in the kickoff. Back to his feet quickly and wrestling for the ball.
12 points.
No stopping him there. Do they have this still?
Yeah,
Yes,
Billy's
they
doing
do.
well, eh?
Not much time remaining now.
Youngs gets the ball to his support player. He pushes the pass.
Yeah,
Crunch
Chester
the ground.
probably the same.
And
Probably
it
the
looks
same.
like
Well,
they've
in South
turned it.
Africa, we don't like Farrell
Ball
at all,
turned
but
over.
Good turnover.
I mean, South
Excellent
Africa
stuff.
struggled
They
not
might
to
still
like
have it.
Wilkinson. I like Wilkinson. I don't know about
Feeds
other
it off
people,
now.
but Wilkinson is
Turns it
amazing.
back
We
on the
loved him.
inside. He's offloaded.
Just not when he played against us.
Back inside.
Kick out
Moves it on. And Benobi
or
looks
give
for
an
support.
interception try. One of those two
So let it
options.
go now. Into Arira finds support. Short, clever pass. So a maul here.
I've
Number 13
also
controls it as
thought
they
about it.
try
I
for
like
a few more
Farrell at
yards.
12, to be honest,
Passes delivered
but he's
inside.
better at 10.
He gets
But it depends on
crunched
who
to
you're
the
playing.
ground.
Sometimes you need him
They're
at
getting
12,
some momentum from that phase play.
depending on the
The number
opposition
11
for sure.
finds support. Well, it's lost forward by Springbok. And it's an advantage here.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
shame.
knock on.
He's trying to turn it over quickly.
England going for it.
Delivers it to
I hope
Arira.
they score a try.
And he's lost
I
the
will
ball
need
forward.
my 5-point prediction there.
And that's the game. Springbok
Apparently
victorious
game over.
over
Knock
England.
on. Game
And don't
over.
they look
So South Africa
absolutely
goes to the
ecstatic.
final
They are
to
through
play
the next
against
round, a
Ireland
step
or
closer to
New
getting their
Zealand
hands on the trophy.
tomorrow. That's going to be a big one.
Springbok with the win.
Just wonder against who.
It's been an interesting game here.
Probably New Zealand if I
Penalty count
go
was an
by
issue,
what I've
just too
seen
high,
so
really.
far.
There was a lot of kicking in
And
this
then
game.
Ireland,
A definite battle
England
for
for
territory.
a 3rd place playoff would be good
So
as
it's
well.
all finished
Who
here.
knows? Any of
Springbok
those
with the
two games
victory.
with the
On
3rd place
behalf of
playoff
Justin
would be
and
good. If
myself, bye for
England
now.
plays against New Zealand in a 3rd place playoff would be great as well, I think. Prediction just off for you, Grant. Sorry about that. It was close, but just didn't happen there at the end for you. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. I celebrated more than I should have when that try was scored. Grant agreed with me there that he also celebrated a little bit more than he should have. I think we're getting into it a little bit more. Swearing in the office. Okay. I think in the final, if they lose, you're going to be swearing a lot more. So hopefully it doesn't come down to that. I can't remember. They haven't played New Zealand in this thing yet. So Ooh, if they do play New Zealand in the final, that's gonna be a big, big one. If we have to watch watch South Africa versus New Zealand in the final, I think that's gonna be a big one to see who actually wins. I don't know how I would call that one. I'd probably call a draw, but that can't happen. So South Africa by 2, maybe. I don't know. Pollard is a good kicker in this game. We've seen that so far. He hasn't disappointed many. He's disappointed you, Grant, but that's just because you don't want him to kick over. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, I want to do a video sometime about this other game that I'm playing, Rugby Champions. It's a game developed by 2 people. Literally 2 people are developing the game, and I think it's better than any of these other games that I've played before. So I want to do that. Um, it's close to Rugby 08. The game's name is Rugby Champions. You guys should maybe check it out if you have $100, 100 rand for Chester. It's very cheap for you. You can maybe play that. So it's worth it. I think it's worth it. The controls are a little bit tricky. You do need an Xbox controller if you want to play on the computer, but I think it's worth it. I had fun on it so far. What's fun is you can literally edit every single player and every single team, and you can download every single roster. So people already make the teams and stuff, and you just download it from the internet, and then you play with it. So I think it's pretty fun. I think if you want, you can watch videos on it as well. Yeah, New Zealand are chokers in a final, but we don't know how they are in a game. In a game, they might be a little bit better. Grant, no one speaks Afrikaans. Depends on what you said. Some swear words can be translated very easily. Box by 5 in the final. Yeah, it's probably an easy call to make, or an easier call to make. 2 is probably a little bit close. Well, we saw teams go for penalties and go for poles, so I don't know. I think through 2 might work. I don't know. It's on PC. It's on PC, but you need an Xbox controller. That's the issue. So, or you don't need an Xbox controller. You need a controller for your PC. So you need any sort of controller that you can hook up to your PC, and then you can play it on there. But it's not on Xbox. It's only on PC. I downloaded it on Steam last night. Played a little bit. The controls are a bit funky. It's a bit confusing, but once you get a hang of it, it's actually quite fun. It's more worth it to me to buy that than to buy like Rugby 20, because Rugby 20 goes for like $600, and it's the same quality game than this Rugby Champions, because Rugby Champions doesn't have very good graphics or anything like that. It literally feels like I'm playing Rugby 08 actually. Yeah, program it into a game. Like I'm thinking of a cricket game. If in a cricket game the Proteas would never progress in any World Cup, they would always choke then. So if you program that into a game, it would be very realistic, but it wouldn't be that fun to play if you do play with those teams. Is there any other choking nations? Can't think of any. Ah, wait, big one, Ireland. Ireland in rugby, they would never make a final in any game there. I don't think they'd ever make a final if you program that type of stuff into a game. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. I enjoyed it. Let me know if you do play that game. You can maybe just email me or message me or something. It's fun for me. I want to check out it a little bit more before I make a video about it, because yeah, it's a bit complicated and a lot of people don't know the game. So I first need to just check it out if there's a bit of interest. But I would say if you buy rugby games, this is a close thing to Rugby 08. It's a cheap game as well, so you don't waste a lot of money if you don't end up playing it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts if you do end up playing it. Ireland, hopeless in games. Yes, for sure. in World Cups. France, they swing around. I can't disagree with you there. Hey, France, it's basically like this. Ireland, their final is basically just getting through a group stage. That's what they aim for. If they get through a group stage, they are happy. Yeah, that's literally France. That's literally what France does. They can play immensely, beat New Zealand, and the next week lose to a team like Tonga. It's literally what they've done before. They can do it. But I've always liked France. For some reason, I like France because they are unpredictable. I think teams do like that as well because fans like that because we like the underdogs. So unpredictable team tends to be an underdog sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's just me overthinking a little bit. But yeah, that's what I think, guys. Let me know in the comments below maybe what you think of the game if you do play it. Then that's it for today. Tomorrow we are watching at 12 o'clock Ireland versus New Zealand. I think that's going to be a good one as well. Chester, you have a meeting almost, so enjoy. Not Chester, Grant, you have a meeting almost. Enjoy that one. And then I'll see you again tomorrow. Then. Cheers for that. Yeah, buying a controller is more expensive than the game. The thing to me is I have an Xbox, so I have the controllers lying around. Okay, cheers guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.